Hello and welcome to Big Dash Knows. Big Dash knows what? New York Giants football. Let's go. You see the thumbnail. I want to talk about Tay Banks. We're getting close to the draft, right around the corner, a couple weeks away. A lot of people want Travis Hunter. A lot of people want the cornerback wide receiver combo pick. They want that value. Me, I want the quarterback at 3. And maybe because of the offseason that we're having so far, I like the moves that we've made on paper. I like the pickups on defense. I like Adebo. I like Holland. I like what we're doing with the defensive line. I'm digging the moves that Joe Shane has been doing. But when I look at the secondary, the biggest question mark right now, obviously, hopefully, Paulson Adebo, coming back from an injury can be who Paulson Adebo is. So I'm just going to assume and hope that Paulson Adebo returns to the form of Paulson Adebo. But when I'm looking at the secondary, right, I'm looking at Holland. I'm looking at Newbin. I'm happy with that. I'm looking at Paulson Adebo, the addition of Paulson Adebo. I'm happy with that. I'm looking at Andrew Phillips at the slot. I'm happy with that. I'm looking at Tay Banks, and I'm like, you know what? Is that where the question mark is? Is it respectfully? Is that where the question mark is? And it wasn't just about the play on the field. Again, when you look at the 2023 season grades versus the 2024 season grades, it kind of surprised me how close those grades were, because after his rookie year, I was like, okay, he can step up. He has room to grow. He showed some flashes. We need him to step up in year 2. And it actually hurt because, we lost McKinney. And then he was forced to be the default CB1, even though everybody kind of figured like he wasn't ready yet. It was him by default because he was the best cornerback in the room in comparison. But it wasn't fair. It wasn't fair to Tay Banks for us to put those expectations on him. First thing, he was young, and also the tape from 2023 didn't warrant CB1, the role of the CB1. So I think we already had expectations that were a little too high, for Tay Banks. Now, I understand, first-round draft pick. We picked him 25th. I understand that he's still a first-round draft pick. But then you look at how the season played out. You look how some of the leadership was gone. Saquon Barkley gone. Xavier McKinney gone. Those are 2 true leaders, one on the offensive side, one on the defensive side. True leaders that could put Tay Banks under the wing and say, hey, we need you to get back to form, or, we need you to improve. He lost that. And then we saw, some hustle issues, lack of hustle, I should say, giving up on some plays. And by the time Jerome Henderson had to talk to him, and by the time that he was benched for like a quarter, or was benched in the game for lack of effort, the fan base had lost it. They were over Tay Banks at that point in time. And I'm just thinking about it. Me too. Me as well. I said some things about the hustle, the lack of hustle, and I wasn't happy with it. Jerome Henderson said some things. He addressed the media. Wasn't happy with it. And then when Jerome Henderson ends up getting fired at the end of the season, I'm like, wow. Jerome Henderson is a fantastic coach. He should not have been fired. He was not the problem. It's just so much he can do for these young guys. He has a strong track record of developing players in the secondary. And I think because there was a lack of development or a lack in progression for Tay Banks, I think that's one of the reasons why Jerome Henderson was fired. Also, there were some issues the season before where, he was trying to be the DC once Wink left and he didn't get the job. So maybe it was just, a situation where they had to move on. But that's neither here or there. Moving into the 2025 season, maybe it's the offseason moves that had me hyped now. Maybe I'm liking what I'm seeing on paper that gives me the hopium. But when I look at the cornerback spot, I'm really looking at Tay Banks like, can he have that bounce back season? Can he be the guy that we need him to be? I think this year he does not have the extra pressure of being the CB1. He can relax a little bit on that, and he can just work on his talents. There's no additional pressure being added of being the CB1. Now I would love him to play like a CB1. I would love him to be the guy that we thought he was going to be when we drafted him. But I'm also looking at the system of Shane Bowen and saying, is this the best system for the secondary that we have or the players that we have? We don't know that. The majority of the cornerbacks on this team are like man press, off man type corners. And Tay Banks is definitely an in-your-face, jam type cornerback. He has the strength. He has the speed. He has the size to do those things. Now he's going to drive you crazy because he doesn't turn his head around. There's so many plays where Tay Banks is in the correct position and he just does not turn his head around. And you know what? Bad things happen because of that. And Jerome Henderson, no matter how many times Jerome Henderson can tell this man to turn your head around, it just was not happening. And that was something that happened in college as well. There was a lack of ball skills. A lack of ball skills. It wasn't quite where, a first-round cornerback should be. But again, we knew this going into the draft. We knew this when we drafted him, that there was some development that still needed to happen, but all the raw talent was there. Physical, tough, support you in the run, throw his shoulders in there when need be. I love everything about Tay Banks. I just think that in totality, that second year with the pressure of being a CB1, the pressure of the team losing and not performing, people pointing the fingers, I think it got to him. And I think, mentally he kind of broke. It kind of broke him. But I'm hoping, and everything that I'm seeing so far, especially with some of his social media posts, you see that he's locked in. He done cut off the dreads, new haircut, you see him working out. He looks stronger. Hopefully he's fast. I haven't seen too many videos, just mainly pictures, but he looks like he's stronger. He looks like he's in fantastic shape. And I just hope that, this year is a bounce back year for Tay Banks. Even if we do draft Travis Hunter, and I think if we do draft Travis Hunter, he's going to probably start over Tay Banks. I'm like 99% sure he's going to start over Tay Banks. If not day one, by the time we get into the preseason, he's probably going to start over Tay Banks. But if that does not happen, I am hoping and wishing. Actually, regardless, I just want Tay Banks to get better, because at the end of the day, that's either your CB2 starter, or that's going to be, your a good depth spot, the guy that can come in and spell these guys if they're tired, if they got certain packages. And I just want to see the best for these players. But, man, let me know what you guys think about Tay Banks, because I put the grades up, man. And looking at 23 and 24, there wasn't a big difference, and it kind of shocked me. I thought this 2023 year was better than what the grades said, and that could be true. You can't be 100% all in on what PFF is saying. I'm not. But yeah, those grades were surprising to me. But we definitely, for a first round pick, those grades have to be higher. All around numbers have to be higher, in my opinion. Hopefully he can do that. But that's going to be my video. I'm asking you guys, can Tay Banks bounce back? Do you guys care if Tay Banks bounces back? I do. This is year 3. I'm sick and tired of us drafting over our own players. Hopefully we can develop these players, and hopefully we develop a scheme that works best for the players' strengths in the building, especially when it comes to the defense. I feel the same way about the offense, too. Our offensive line, is it going to be a zone blocking scheme? But what we need to build an offense, build a defense around the strength of the players on the roster right now, not based on what you want to do. I mean, being able to do what you want to do would be fantastic. But right now, it's a necessity to build this offense or build this team around the strengths of the players. And hopefully the New York Giants do that. And I think they will. Again, we're in that time of the year where the hopium is high. And you know what? Everything looks good on paper right now. But we got a draft in 3 weeks. Hopefully things turn out fantastic. For me, it's Shador Sanders. For a lot of you guys out there, you want Travis Hunter. And there's another group of people that want Abdul Carter. Somebody's going to be happy in 3 weeks. One of those groups are going to be happy in 3 weeks. 3 weeks, and hopefully it's my group. That's me being a little selfish. That's me being, heavy when it comes to the franchise quarterback. But that's going to be the video. I'm going to thank everybody for vibing with me. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And from one Giants fan to another, this is Big Dash Knows, Big Blue Nation. Let's go.